guys, it's Anna here from Australian Mountain Bike Magazine, and today we're going to be going through a bit of a review video of the Polygon Siskiu T9. This guy retails at the very spicy price of $4,299. So these guys are available in sizes small to extra large. The small and medium are available in a 150-140 suspension combo, whereas the medium, large and extra large are available in the 140 with 135mm rear travel. So today I'm talking about the medium framed bike that I've been testing, and that's the 29er option, so with the 140, 135. So taking a little bit of a closer look at the Siskiu T9, we have some pretty premium stuff on this bike at such a good price. So we've actually got the Fox 36 Performance Elite, that's featuring the Grip 2 damper, set up, as I said, at 140. We've also got the Fox Float X Performance rear shock at 135mm travel, and that features a two-way lockout slash pedaling platform. So the frame of the Siskiu T9 is the same as the rest of the Siskiu range. So they start at around $2,000, and this is a new package and build kit delivered on that frame platform from Bikes Online. The rest of the bike components are also pretty top notch. So we've got a 12-speed XT drivetrain with a 1051 rear cassette for lots of range, alongside a 32-tooth chainring. We have some TRP EXO DH brakes. They are 180mm rotors on those bad boys. In terms of the wheels, we've got some Shimano hubs on some Entity double wall 35mm rims. And we've got a Trans-X seat post as well in a 150mm drop for the small medium, and then 170 for the large and extra large. So the Siskiu frame features a modern trail geometry. We've got a pretty slack 65-degree head tube angle with a nice 77-degree seat tube angle for optimal climbing. We've got a longish reach at 460 with quite whip short chainstays, 425mm. So our trail rides always start with a big long climb up to get to the spicy descent. And so first impressions on the climb was you can't avoid the fact that this is a bike that's almost 16 kilos. It's got great stuff on it, but regardless, you are pushing a lot of weight up the hill. But that's where the 77-degree seat tube angle really sets you up in a really good centered climbing position. And the Fox Float X has that pedaling platform that really adds to the efficiency when climbing as well. This is also helped by the XT 12-speed drivetrain. You've got a fair bit of range. I never really had to hop off and walk up anything, even really steep stuff, and actually rides really well on steep corners and steeper tech climbs, just from that really centered riding position. The general trail riding positions also benefited by the 35mm stem and very, very slight rise bars, which I found pretty comfortable. Probably prefer a little bit more sweep for that comfort, but as it's set up in a really centered position. I'm 168 centimeters on that medium frame. It felt bang on. That is towards the smaller end of the recommended sizing for the medium frame, so I'd definitely recommend comparing your geo and your riding style with the Bikes Online geometry chart to find out what size is good for you. When we come to descending trails though, that's when the Siskiu comes alive, as you'd expect. The important bit about this bike is how does it ride down the hill? That's what we all want to know. We love ripping down the hills, and the Siskiu can make that a super fun time. The added stiffness of the 36 140mm fork with a small bump sensitivity means that it just eats up the rocks and the chunder, and it's really, really reliable and plush when you're actually landing something maybe you shouldn't in that front end. We've got the lovely Assegai tyres, which stick to everything and give you a lot of traction and confidence, and maybe some sketchier loose over hard or blown out parts of the trail. And the Fox Float X is a reliable performer, albeit probably a little bit of chatter when you're really, really letting it open and letting it go on the rough stuff. For the most part, the rear suspension is more than adequate for your local trails. This bike puts you in the position, it actually really wants to be ridden hard, it wants to be popped off stuff, it urges you to be playful on the trails, which is the type of bike that I really like to ride. For those who are used to maybe more of a flat out Duro bike or something that's a bit more of a sled sort of feel that rolls over everything, this is probably a little bit different in the way that it handles. Compared to the rest of the Siskiu range, this suspension on this bike is elite. Literally, this is a 36 Performance Elite, and that really changes how the bike will ride and handle the bigger hits, especially with that really stiff front end of the 36. Super confidence inspiring, and once again I've just got to emphasize how much of a bargain this build kit is on this frame, and also just how surprising and fun the frame was to ride. Super flickable, really enjoys being whipped around some short sharp turns, probably thanks due to the chainstay lengths in the rear there. So overall, this is a bike that will get you to the top of pretty much any climb despite its weight, because of great pedaling platform, great wide range of gears as well, and really nice geometry for that. On the downhill trail, it's pushing you to go further and faster, but also retaining a lot of that poppy, playful feel, I think mostly due to that geometry. Also lovely small bump sensitivity from the Fox 36 Performance Elite. And enough sensitivity from the Float X to get you through most situations, albeit if it gets a little bit too hazardous, you got to remember you're still on a 140, 135mm travel bike, and it's not a big enduro sled. But because of that, it retains a lot of that fun performance and playful, agile feel that we love. So who's it for? Well, if you've been looking at the Siskiu range and you're wondering whether you should spread and spend a tiny bit more to get the T9, I'd say bite the bullet and do it. You can't really get much better quality components at this price anywhere else, and it really adds to the ride feel and control that you can do on this bike. It's not an enduro bike, so if that's the sort of riding you want to do, you might be looking at a bigger travel bike like the Polygon Colossus. But for general trail riding, for most of the trail networks that we hit up on the regular, it's an amazing bike at an amazing price and a good fun ride as well. If you're interested in the Siskiu, you can head to Bikes Online and check out their range there, including the T9. If you've got any other questions about the bike or want to leave a comment, drop one below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more bike content.